Situation was picking up steam, folks. Again, that hard deadline, August 31st, and now this increasing violence, particularly with today's suicide bomber, it's only going to make things more challenging. And then, of course, there's this issue of even knowing who should be allowed to leave on these American transport planes. This morning, the New York Times had a headline that 250,000 Afghans who worked with the United States still have not been evacuated. So I'm calling it the ultimate Gordian knot. Here to help immigration attorney Michael Wilds. He is the author of Safe Haven in America. And Michael, I want to start with the 1,500 Americans that are still in country. It seems now the big issue is even to get to the airport. We saw the Barron Hotel was a source of an attack. So is there any way out of that country other than that airport?
Well, you're talking to a U.S. immigration lawyer. First, I got to say thank you, Charles, for having me on. It's been a while, and I hope you and your family are well. I've been watching your coverage. Those 1,500 U.S. citizens are a priority and should be a priority, but also a priority have to be not just getting out every single American, but the vulnerable Afghans who stood up, who helped us during this time. We were there for 20 years. Human asset intelligence, what were we doing there? What were we cultivating? And anybody who was given a...
Well, Michael, we're going to get to that, but I want to just focus on, listen, maybe I watched too many movies. I watched Oslo last night. It was fantastic, right? You watch these things and you say, is there a different route? Maybe an arduous route, maybe something via land too. I mean, is that the only way out? Because if it is, it feels like now it is permanently cut off.
I have some special experience with this. I represented Mohammed Gulab, the Afghani who risked his life to save Marcus Luttrell, one Navy SEAL when 3 others were felled. It was the feature of that lone survivor film. So I've participated in this. And sadly, we're participating in a lot of issues now. People are doing their own extractions. People are going through all kinds of contortions to get people out of Afghanistan, to get them into India, to get them into Pakistan, and from there to process themselves. This has been a very different experience. Special immigrants were applying for visas at the American embassy. There's no American embassy. What kind of planning is going on here? These special immigrants, these American citizens that are in harm's way are a priority, and our government has to step up.
Right.
Again, they've breathed a little sense of the precious freedom that we have, and those that are citizens are entitled for us to honor our commitment for their sacrifice, having gone to a war-torn area.
Michael, I hate to cut you off, but I got to hop, but I do want to give you a chance to get back to those 250,000 Afghans that risked their lives for America, featured on the front page of the New York Times. What's going to happen with them? I mean, do we have to face reality that most may not get out?
The general immigration process, and now through a pandemic, has been bureaucratic and inefficient. This is something that we should have planned well in advance. Typically, it's a multi-step, burdensome process where we can get special immigrant visas for them. I hope and pray that they get out. But what we're seeing right now is just something just deplorable and very shameful. We are, again, not the world's cop, but these are people who walk the beat with us. We owe them an obligation, and I hope and pray that they'll be deploying a lot more strong assets to save these lives.
Absolutely. Strong assets. That's what we need. Michael, thank you. Michael Wilds. Meanwhile,